Here we are, Target. Not the Target on Castor Avenue. Never the Target on Castor Avenue. For me. Now, you can go there if you want to have horrible customer service and no bags and no cashiers and get mocked if your credit card gets declined. You can go there. Me, I go to this Target right here. Right off of, I don't know, whatever the hell that is. 7th Street, 6th Street. I'm in the Lego aisle. And I started building my first Lego set yesterday. I filmed the process. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it out. But if you would have watched me not do good at building Legos, just write Lego. And if I get a lot of them, maybe I'll put it out. I'm also now addicted to playing cards. That's a thing I'm buying all the time. And I'm learning how to shuffle cards. And I don't know why I find cards so interesting. So anyway, I started collecting cards. I have 3 decks. I'm not going crazy. I'm going to probably get at most 10 decks. And I just want to learn how to do card shuffles. Because instead of picking up my phone and looking at the internet, what I want to do is learn how to shuffle cards. Because at least that will entertain my grandson. Last night was a great night. If you follow me on Twitter, I just post clips on there every so often, but last night was a good night on Twitter where pretty much I retweeted every tweet about the Mets being eliminated from the playoffs. Everything. I just retweeted everything. My favorite thing about baseball is when the Mets get eliminated, and that just keeps the 1986 World Series streak going. So that just makes me happy. Here we are, 6th Street, right there. That's the Kite Lightning Bolt and Key. I think it's called the Kite and Key work of art that stands at the foot of the Ben Franklin Bridge. If you look at the Ben Franklin Bridge, this little entrance, you have these steps that go to nowhere. There's nothing up there but that sculpture. There is like a thing that talks about the guy who made the bridge and the workers who died. God rest their souls. Bells are ringing for its 2 p.m. It's September 29th, and tomorrow is the 30th, and after tomorrow, the federal government's going to shut down. The Democrats and the Republicans have to sit together and agree on something. So I'm pretty sure the government's going to shut down. They just don't do that. No. When I was a kid, Ronald Reagan was the president, right? And then you would always hear about Tip O'Neill and Ted Kennedy going together and like having a beer and like figuring shit out. They can't do that these days. Everybody. What are you, you're a Democrat? Ew! What do you mean you're a Republican? Yuck! That's how everybody is these days. Me personally, I don't like either party. That is the Federal Reserve Building. That's the people, I don't know who they are, but they have our money. They own it. They run it. Used to be a public display in there, and you can go in there and they would tell you the whole story of the Federal Reserve, and you would leave not knowing pretty much anything. You're like, okay, so our money used to be tracked based on gold, and then it's what? Yeah, that's what I got. Wait, so our money's nothing then? It's just like paper. But let's not go on. Oh my God, this just went on a Joe Rogan turn, right? What I'm going to do is go to Independence Hall. Well, let me see if I can get tickets to Independence Hall. And the way you get tickets to Independence Hall is inside the Independence Hall Visitor Center. And this building, I think, is closed during if there's a government shutdown, this will be closed, because this is where you get tickets to Independence Hall. But there are like tour buses that work out of here, so I don't know. No, I think the Park Services run this thing. You know what? We'll get an answer. I saw these on Instagram. They had these little mini prints for $1, and let me get some of these. Hold on, I'll be back. I'll be right back after these messages. All these prints are made by this artist. Okay, let's see what I got. Here we go. Oh, this is a little thing that says East Passyunk. That's the singing fountain. Oh, look at this. Independence Hall. Very good, very good. The Betsy Ross house. And of course, Fishtown. I got the best for last. Rocky Balboa. That's pretty cool. You hang them on the fridge or so. I don't know what you do with them. You know, frame them. Actually, these are pretty cool. You can put them in like a little frame and have a Philadelphia mural in your house. And they're all $1 a piece. And apparently the artist has different little boxes across the city with different pieces of art in them. Everything in this building is closed. So even if you don't work for the federal government, you don't have a job starting Wednesday. That means all the tour bus people who have the stand in here, the ice cream shop, everybody in this gift shop here, and it also means we lose the best bathroom in this whole area. Let's say hi to Ben Franklin. Egads, Ben. We're going to shut this joint down on Wednesday. What do you say, cuz? Yeah. They have. I was talking about this last time I was here. There was a book. It's called Fart Proudly. And it's all of Ben Franklin's quotes that you were never taught in school. Man, they really, they got some pretty cool merch in here. It's a little expensive, actually. It's very expensive in here. There's another gift shop. Well, not a gift shop, it's a store this way, 2 blocks. It's called Five Below, and you can get t-shirts and stuff for like $5. I saw sweatshirts were $10 there now, but this sweatshirt here, yeah, this is $70. It's kind of nice. If I had a hood in the pocket, I would actually. Right here, this is the president's house. I know I've been showing it a lot in the recent videos, just because it's going to change. Same thing happened when they shut down the Watermaker pipe organ. You know, I just went to it almost every day, kind of obsessing over it before it changes. But this is the house that George Washington and John Adams lived at back in 1790 to 1800, when this was the the capital of the United States. They have these displays about the slaves who lived in this spot when George Washington was the president of the United States. They also have pictures and art talking about that stuff. These are the names of the slaves that lived here when George Washington was president. And there's absolutely no. Oh, let me beat this tour group before they get to the Liberty Bell. I'm so much faster than you guys. Watch this. Look at this. Zoink. All right, and this is it. We're at the world symbol for liberty, the Liberty Bell. This is inside the building. I never go in. I always show you guys I always do the window shot when I do the Hey Liberty Bell. There it is. And this is what it says on the Liberty Bell. Proclaim liberty through all the land. I think that's Leviticus. And then down here, Pass and Stow, that's the guys who did the repairs on the Liberty Bell. There it is. Hey, Liberty Bell, how you doing? I could use my inside voice because Liberty Bell's right there. Everybody's making a memory to last a lifetime right here at the Liberty Bell. People are going up, taking their photos. You know what I notice? Nobody really like looks at it anymore. People just take pictures with it. Yes. Yeah, you see the Liberty Bell went on a tour of the United States after the Civil War, and people would go up to it and chisel little nicks off of the Liberty Bell and keep it as like a souvenir. There's the Leviticus saying, look how much of the bell was taken off on that part. You also have a fantastic view of Independence Hall. And for some reason, these windows are always spotless. But the window you can see the Liberty Bell through is the most disgusting thing in the world. Filmed a scene in the movie The Turnaround. We actually, on opening day, we got to film in this spot. And the one thing I was really happy about is I got to bring my scooter in here. I know it's crazy, but and we filmed the scene where I said, "Dear Liberty Bell, please let the Phillies win the World Series." And somebody got that tattooed on their arm, which is ridiculous. It's funny, but it's ridiculous. All right, I guess I should do that again. Dear Liberty Bell, please let the Phillies win the World Series. Amen. All right, and that's it. That's probably the last time I'll be in the Liberty Bell. Probably, oh, who knows? Who even knows? You're going to need both people to sit down and talk to one another. So I don't think, we may never get back into the Liberty Bell ever again. If you ever come to this area and you want to get like something to eat or drink, one of the cheapest spots is right here. Oh, this is this dude's an Uber driver, and he drives around. Oh, I gotta get him in front of Independence Hall. This is a calendar shot. Yeah, so he's an Uber driver, and he drives around with his car that it screeches. The guy behind me started screaming and it startled me, so I lost the goddamn shot. You ruined my shot. You ruined my shot. I was trying to get the Eagles truck. You scream and ruined it. You ruined my shot. That's not nice. You're not even physically in my shot, and somehow you ruined it. I'm just trying to take a picture of the Eagles car. That's not nice. That's not a way to be. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. I'm going to show you the first Supreme Court, their very first courtroom in the United States. Look at this keyhole. This was also Old City Hall. This is where the mayor, this is where he did his mayoring. And he also had a court in here. And if you ever stepped in any horse poop, you would wipe your flip-flop on there. Hey man, how you doing?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm doing awesome, man. They really fixed this place up. I haven't been in here in a while.
Yes, we did a little touch-up of
The paint and all, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 3 years ago we did some touch-up, and a few months ago we did a little touch-up.
Yeah, it looks great.
Renovations.
And the Supreme Court sat right there, right?
They would have sat on that bench, yes.
That's cool.
Well, not that original bench.
Oh, none of it's original. It's all.
All right. So this building is in remarkably good condition. That's an important qualifier because the city didn't always use this building.
Okay.
City Hall moved on in 1854. So, but it was all. This building was always in use. There's always something here. So at one point, the Boy Scouts had headquarters here.
Oh wow. There it is. It's the steeple of Independence Hall, and it's 2:45. People are now getting out of their tour group. If you have a ticket to Independence Hall, they have timed tickets. If you come to Independence Hall, you have to have a ticket. They do give you the opportunity to reserve tickets. I think it's only 24 hours in advance, and so I'm going to be doing that tomorrow because I found out if you take the 4:20 p.m. tour, you're allowed access to the second floor of Independence Hall. They usually don't do that. Ooh, there's the bell. Ooh, inside Congress Hall. There it is. This is the place where John Adams became president. This is the room where the Senate met back in 1790 to 1800. And I think this is the room where George Washington got sworn in for the second time as president. I find this room much more impressive than the Congress, the carpet school. They got the quill pens. And that's where Thomas Jefferson, that's where he would sit when he was Vice President of the United States. That's where John Adams sat when he was Vice President of the United States. Yeah, these might be some of the steepest steps you'll probably walk in your lifetime. Uh-oh. There goes the chandelier. And we go out this door. I love when you go into these old buildings, they have the old locks. Right here is where JFK gave a speech here. Over there is a spot where Abraham Lincoln gave a speech. Any president who comes here to give a speech, they use the other side of Independence Hall because bad things happen. I ran into a tour guide I know, and I was saying, yeah, I said, why is this building, the second bank, it's never open? And he said, oh, it's the, they're not hiring people. And this is before the government shut down, they're not hiring people. But, yeah, so people can't get into this building because they don't have enough staff to open it. And if you go inside, I've made several videos inside of there. You get the portrait galleries. A lot of these it's a portrait gallery of the founding fathers. They have marble statues, and a lot of these paintings were done by a artist named Charles Wilson Peale. This was the second bank of the United States, and if you see this building, this is one of the greatest works of Greek Revival architecture that you will find anywhere in the United States. So if you go in this direction of Chestnut Street, you go by Carpenter's Hall. Carpenter's Hall is privately owned, so that will be open if there's a government shutdown. And honestly, call me crazy, I think Carpenter's Hall is even more special than Independence Hall. Because I think if you think about American history and what happened here at Carpenter's Hall, this is kind of like, this is where the whole revolution, this is where the motorcycle got the kickstart, and then the end of the motorcycle ride. That ended at Independence Hall. But it doesn't happen. None of it happens unless the stuff happens in that building, which will be open. Over here is the National Liberty Museum. I was just in here the other day. It was pretty, it wasn't that bad. I think it's like $15. It wasn't too bad. This is the passageway that you walk to go see Ben Franklin's house. And this will be closed. You won't be able to get in here. This walkway may be open, but they'll have a gate here closed and you won't be able to see the ghost house. That sucks, man. Now, a lot of the attractions, like the touristy attractions they have in this area, they have a lot of people, they have a lot of things going on in the summer months. But walking the city in the middle of August sucks. So you're better off coming around this time of year, and some people do schedule their trips for this time of year. All right, well, I left the Ben Franklin gift shop. I got a little thing. Fish and visitors stink in 3 days. I will, I don't know where I'm putting it. I just wanted something. Trying to support them, although it's the government. Doesn't matter. This is where Ben Franklin lived when Ben Franklin lived here. He didn't live here long. He lived here near the end of his life. This is the post office Ben Franklin worked out of when he was the Postmaster General. And right now I'm going to see if I can buy postcard stamps for the Patreon members right here at the Be Free. Oh, wow. Yeah, so you got the Ben Franklin portion, Independence Hall, all 3 of those blocks, that's all closed. Pretty much anything with this coat of paint, that ugly beige, they are closing if the government shuts down. I've never seen this before, cause this is a fire plug. Did you know a fire plug is just a giant pipe? I had never really thought about it. I just know dogs piss on fire plugs, but yeah, it's just a big pipe and you turn it. I mean, obviously. Wow. That's exciting. That's exciting. All right. Here we are. Independence Hall is right down there, right a block away. This is the Jubilee. This is a prayer thing they have set up here. And they'll have performers performing and praying and singing. And they'll be here as this day, I don't know. It's the second time I've seen it. And it's pretty much the same crowd every time I come. 4 people. More people performing than there are sitting. You get it, right? There's Independence Hall. Going past the President's house. And we'll walk through the Visitor Center one last time. I have a feeling I'm going to be spending a lot of time down here. If you want to reserve your tickets to Independence Hall, I think this is the website you go to. And you can reserve your tickets 24 hours in advance. I don't know if the Mint closes for a government shutdown. Some jobs, the people get the privilege of working for free when the big politic people can't agree on if people, I don't know, whatever the hell it is. Last time, one of the last times I did like some of the history stuff, I went to the United States Mint and I wanted to get my grandson something, and I forget what it is. So I'm going to go to the Mint and see if I can think of what it is. I bought a deck of cards. The cards themselves are very cool looking, so I was like, all right, we'll buy them. We'll buy them. This is something you might not see too often. This is a United States Mint police car. They have their own police force for the United States Mint, right here. And then if you go to the Federal Reserve, which is down the street, they have their own police force. Right here, we got the Channel 6 trucks. What we got going on here? Must be some type of political debate. I have a homeless friend named Gus. But this is my friend Gus. Where do you usually panhandle at?
75, right up the Ben Franklin Bridge.
All right, so if you're ever getting off the Ben Franklin Bridge and you see my friend Gus, could you please just give him $1 or $2? I just, anybody can help him. He's been, how long you been living on the streets?
39 years.
39 years. And he used to stay at the electric factory parking lot when I would run it. I remember my boss would always tell me to yell at you, and I wouldn't yell at you, and I used to give him water and shit. So Gus is my friend, and if you see him, please take care of him. All right, Gus.
I love you for that.
I love you too, Gus. I hope.
Yeah, Tony got it now.
All right. I'll see you, bud.
I love you for that.
I love you. I love you too, Gus.
That was very kind. Thank you.
All right, Gus. Yeah. Gus is insane. Like he's nuts. But he's not. He's harmless, and I've known him for years, and he's crazy. Like for one summer, I worked at this parking lot, and Gus had a bike with no tires, and he rode it all around the city on rims for a whole summer. And he probably didn't have shoes. Lots of times he didn't have shoes. And like I said, Gus has mental health problems, and it's hard for him to, like, you know, live in a shelter because he's crazy, and it's hard for him to follow the rules. Anyway, the reason why I'm like almost crying is Gus is a fucking crazy strong guy, and he used to be able to do one-arm push-ups. He could probably do 100 of them, and that's how he would get his beer money. Gus likes to drink too, right? I'm not saying Gus is a saint, just saying he's not going out and spending it on drugs. He might buy beer if you give him money, but you can tell him, I always give him money, and I say, listen, yeah, get yourself a can of beer, but make sure you get yourself one sandwich, please. So if you see my friend Gus, please give him $1 or $2, or give him a bottle of water. I just saw him picking through a trash can, looking for food, and that had me like, I was like, Gus, come here. And the reason why I'm upset is because Gus could do the one-arm push-ups, and he was very strong for an older guy, right? But he was riding his bike about 9 weeks ago, I think he said, 2 months ago, and he rode his bike into a pothole, and he can barely walk now, and he went from being one of the strongest guys. I'm not telling you he could do one-arm push-ups. He could do 100 one-arm push-ups. I think he was in a Meek Mill video too. I think he went viral with Meek Mills. And he used to hang out at this parking lot. And I used to work at this parking lot at the Electric Factory about 13 years ago. And when I first started there, the owner of the building was like, listen, there's this crazy homeless guy. He scares the people. I don't want him. I don't want him here in the morning when the workers come. So I would get to the parking lot. I think I would get here at 6 a.m. or maybe it was 7 a.m. And I would wake up Gus. At this time, I was studying Buddhism. I was sort of into Buddhism, trying to like not get mad and work on my anger. Things I still do. But I woke up Gus, and there's two ways you can wake somebody up. You could, shove them with your foot, say, yo, jerk off, get going, Or I chose, because of my, that's how I would have done it probably a year or two before the Buddhism came in my life. But what I did was I got a little empathetic, and I felt sorry for Gus. And I'll tell you what really set me off was Gus was sleeping on the steps of that concert venue. This is the parking lot I worked at. Gus was sleeping on the steps without his shoes. And I saw his feet. And if you ever see a homeless person with their shoes off, don't look at their feet. That's one of the reasons why if you ever see homeless people and you want to give them something, they always need socks. Socks is because their feet are disgusting. And it's bad. So I saw his feet and I was like, dude, woke him up. I think I gave him a water, a granola bar. And I said, listen, bud, my boss doesn't want you sleeping here. And I'll tell you what, if I get here and I wake you up and you leave within 15 minutes, I'm okay with you doing this, I'm okay with you sleeping here. And yeah, that's it. That's my friendship with Gus. And then whenever I was working in the parking lot right there, I always had like a case of water because I was working out of my car. I was like in a little booth. I would always have water, and my friend owned a bar, and he would always have Gus mop the floor and stuff. So yeah, but it was just sad seeing him hunched over like that because he's such a strong human being. So, all right, that's it. That's the end of the vlog. If you see Gus on 7th and Vine, yeah, give him $1 or $2.